Northern Appalachian Folk Festival is happening next week, and it's getting here. It's getting closer and closer. One of the elements that we always look forward to is the Children's Alley. Jim Dougherty is with us this morning. Good morning.
Yes. Hey, glad to be here. And I was just thinking about the number of years that the Folk Festival has worked with Kathy and the Evergreen After School Club. Mm-hmm. And I think it's now about the fifth year.
5 years. 5 years.
It goes by fast, and it's an honor for us to be working with them.
Well,
and if I could give a medal of honor for community service, I'd give it to them.
Yeah. The Kathy you speak of is Kathy Abbey Baker in the studio with us as well. Here she is.
Good morning.
Morning, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We have Kathy in here so often and always talking. You are so focused on kids.
Well, it is the Children's Advisory Commission. That's our mission, to improve outcomes for families and children in the county.
Mm-hmm. And your relationship with the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival, I know you hold that very dear to your heart, because the Children's Alley goes back years and years. Even in other festivals, there's always seems to be a Children's Alley type of event or venue during the event. Jim, that's going to be the case next week.
Yes, I think we're slightly different. I know all the festivals have such a thing, but what we try to emphasize is education. Mm-hmm. Not just Children's Alley, but the entire folk festival.
Yeah.
And we're regional and not, just Indiana Borough or Indiana County. Yeah. The Northern Appalachian Folk Festival
celebrates Appalachia as a whole,
right.
and because of that, there's so many resources to draw from. So as we think about this year, is there a particular theme that will be pursued for the Children's Alley?
Well, we're kind of looking at woodland creatures.
Woodland creatures.
Yes.
Okay.
Squirrels and raccoons and rabbits and salamanders. We're going to have a.
You said that like you don't really want to pick one up.
No, I like that. It's going to be fun for the kids to say this.
Uh-huh.
We are focusing on the hellbender, salamander.
There you go.
Kids will be able to say that, and it'll be okay. We're going to do. We'll have some crafts around the salamander, and we're going to do. This was Jim's great idea. We're going to do something called Chalk the Walk. We're going to have a lot of sidewalk chalk out there, and we'll be located in the area right in front of the fire company between 5th and 6th Street.
Okay.
So they can take their sidewalk chalk and they can make a very creative, colorful picture of the hellbender salamander.
There you go. Oh, she's going to hold it up for our Facebook viewers today.
It's not the prettiest guy. I mean, he's kind of homely, but I think that our listeners and their kids can make him just beautiful.
He's the Lyle Lovett of salamanders.
There you go. So, and besides that, there'll be some judging going on, and they could win $25.
Win $25. Okay,
yeah, sure.
For the best sidewalk chalk.
And they're very large. I think they measure about 2 feet.
Yeah, they're two-handers.
Like, from your elbow up to your wrist.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up in Clearfield County, and there were no hellbenders, which was odd. But the reason why was because of all the water pollution due to acid mine drainage.
Yeah.
And then when I came to Indiana, people were talking about hellbenders, and I thought, what's a hellbender? And plus, when I was a kid, I used to like to play with salamanders. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I would have done if I found a hellbender. I don't know how I would have played with him.
You would have run the other way.
But they're very sensitive to the environment. They live in water, and they're kind of like a canary in the coal mine.
Oh, yeah.
As far as...
Jim's getting a call here, Kathy.
Yep.
You can explain the canary in the coal mine comment with a salamander.
Sure. The canary in the coal mine, that's a classic coal mining thing where if the bird dies, you know that there's some problems in the coal mine, so the miners could get out and unfortunately sacrifice the bird. The hellbender is the same way. They're so sensitive to the environment and the pollutants in the water that if you lose them, there's something wrong with the water.
There's
and
a problem.
You probably shouldn't be drinking it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a connection between humans and the hellbender.
Yeah.
The hellbender is telling, if they die, then they're telling us something.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a very important thing and a part of the education that the children will know. What are some of the activities that will be done at the Children's Alley this year, Kathy?
Well, the Indiana Free Library is going to have a canopy there, and they will be looking at Appalachian folklore, reading some books, and doing some activities. We will also have, and this isn't as much related to the theme, but we will have some carnival games there, and there will be a bicycle safety course that the Safe Children's Network is sponsoring, where the kids can bring their own bikes, or we will have some there for them to use, and they can get a little certificate saying that they've passed the bicycle safety course, which is very important, especially now with kids riding their bikes to school. They have to, the main thing, what has always impressed me is when the kids are riding their bikes, one of the things they do is they have to turn around and look, and they have to keep their bike going straight while they're turning around to look. So that's one of the things they're tested on.
Works on a bicycle, doesn't work so well with a microphone.
Right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. We're being videoed, so we
Yeah.
can talk and look at the video. So, yeah. It'll be fun, and there'll be carnival games, as I said, and we'll have some crafts that'll be related to the woodland animals. There's going to be a juggler that's going to be coming around to do some demonstrations. We actually have 4 tents full of carnival games. There'll be some of those
Wow.
big lawn games that you like, and some of those classic carnival games like ring toss, those kind of things. There'll be information, of course. People can pick up information about all the different agencies that are represented on the Children's Advisory Commission. And face painting. Everybody likes face painting. So
Yeah, yeah.
it'll be fun. And it's going to be
Absolutely.
a beautiful day. I've looked at the weather outlook, and it's not going to rain.
And I see you're sponsored by the Evergreen After School Club.
The Evergreen After School Club is the other entity that will be there. Of course, they will be helping with the carnival games and looking to just explain about their after-school programs, which are in most of the schools in Indiana County. And as you probably have seen, that they did a really great job and as a fundraiser with the Kiss a Pig.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the next big thing for them to do is work on Children's Alley, and they've always been participating. I remember way back in 2013, the first year that I volunteered for Children's Alley, when Lori Schiffbauer was the director, and they did the kind of the same thing. A lot of carnival games, there was music and getting the kids and the families involved.
Yeah.
It's
Now, the
fun.
festival itself is next weekend on Saturday, and
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. We're going to talk to you, Jim, in a second about that.
Okay.
But we want to emphasize the Children's Alley Saturday from noon to 5, correct,
Yes,
Kathy?
yes.
All right, so we'll narrow in on that time for the kids.
Right.
Jim, let's talk about the event as a whole and some of the things that we'll look forward to.
Well, again, we have many special events. I'm holding up a
There you go. Hold it right up there for the camera.
poster. We're going to start out actually on Thursday night. I'm showing a documentary that I made in 1982 on the closing of the Robert Shaw plant. And we were finally able to get it posted on YouTube, which is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
And so I thought I should share it with the community, and hopefully others will be able to see it as well. So it's about a 99-minute documentary. It's the first one I did. Didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I do.
So that'll be when?
Yeah, that'll be Thursday night at 6:30, and
Okay.
it'll be at the Indiana Players Theater.
Okay. All right.
And it's a free event.
That's the Philadelphia Street Playhouse.
Right.
Very easy to find.
And then from noon on September 7th to closing, we'll have, at last count, I think we have 41 vendors.
Wow. That's a good show.
That's including food vendors, arts and crafts vendors, just vendors.
Yeah.
And, nonprofits and so forth.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have a wood carving demonstration We're going to have a Walk of Fame ceremony. Our Walk of Fame ceremony honors people from our region that have made contributions in education, the environment, the arts, human rights, and sports. Last year we added sports, and the first person that we inducted was Jim Nance.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we have a little ceremony on the stage, and then we go down to the sidewalk that's in front of Spaghetti Benders, and we have engraved bricks that we install to honor these people. And then we're going to have a series of workshops in Spaghetti Benders that will go on from 1:30 to 5:30. And then another special event is the Storytelling and Liars contest.
He's looking right at Josh there.
There's the champion, but he's not going to return, I understand.
He's a retired champ, huh?
Yeah, and he could have been facing the preceding champion. They could have been going head to head.
Yeah, you're not going to lure him out of retirement for this grudge match.
The answer is no.
And then we have 10 bands, 3 on Friday night that start at 4:45 with a local favorite, Coastal Remedy. Then at 7, Jason Campbell. And at 8:30, we have the reunion of the band called Brownie Mary.
Okay.
And
then Saturday, 7 more, huh?
yeah, right. We right down the line. And our headliner for 8:45 on Saturday evening to 10:15 is the Clarks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they attract a huge crowd.
Local boys done good.
And right. And I should emphasize, it's free.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah. That's the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival. It's next weekend.
Right.
And I do say it correctly. I can't bring myself to say Appalachian, but the Appalachian Folk Festival. Children's Alley, noon to 5 on Saturday. Kathy, is that going to be, well, you said it's the 5 between the 5th and 6th Streets on Philadelphia
Yes,
Street.
close to where the fire company's
Yeah.
house is.
Excellent, excellent. So we're looking forward to this big event that's coming next week. We're working on the meteorologists to make sure that they do us right. They need to do us right next weekend, don't they, Jim?
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
And website. Folks want to know the website so they can get the schedule of events?
Yes, it's www.naffinc.org. And they could always call me, 724-840-3002.
Very good. Thank you both.
Okay, thank you.
It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS.